It is again my great pleasure to introduce you once again to our State Senator Dan Wolf. Thank you so much for joining us at the 2012 Jefferson-Jackson dinner.
It is our third in a row.
That's right.
And it is a pleasure and an honor to be here. What a great evening this is.
We've attracted some of the finest political minds this region has to offer, among them yourself, and you have done an awful lot of hard work for the Commonwealth and for Cape Cod specifically during your incumbency. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the work that you've accomplished?
Well, first of all, it's an honor to serve this district, and I think now that I've been there a little over a year, I sense from the other senators, the other state senators, a real, what I call district envy, because they look at the beauty of the environment here and they look at the communities that make up the Cape and Islands, and I think everybody is envious of the district that I'm so honored to serve. So that's first and foremost. A lot of the local issues, I mean, I could break it up into local issues which really involve environmental protection. A lot of the stuff that I know people are reading about in the newspaper relative to our wastewater issues here on the Cape, making sure that we have a vibrant, good season coming up in our hospitality industry. But then in the long picture, we've got the Smarter Cape Conference coming up next week,
that's right,
which really is going to be defining in a lot of important ways the future of our economy, the future of our environment, and really the vision of our communities going forward. So it's a really exciting time here.
And that Smarter Cape Conference is coming up May 15th and 16th, Monday and Tuesday at the Seacrest in Falmouth?
That is correct, and a lot of really good people are going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be saying a few words. It's a lot of the culmination of work really over the past decade among the Chamber of Commerce, the Economic Development Council, the county, local businesses, the community college. So it's really one of the best examples of a collaborative initiative that I've ever seen, and I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Fantastic. You've talked an awful lot about the local atmosphere, but I know you're also very concerned about the political situation in the national arena. Do you want to talk about that just a little bit?
Well, national and state, and it really is all about when and whether we're prepared to invest in our future in so many meaningful ways. We do not want the legacy of our generation to be a pile of debt and a crumbling infrastructure and education that hasn't been supported adequately. So all of those issues are issues that we're dealing with on both the state and the federal level. Now, are we willing to invest in our public education to the degree that we need to build the kind of future that we want? Are we willing to invest in our infrastructure to make sure that the infrastructure will serve that vision of the future that we have? Research and development, we talk a lot about that. So I think, right now it's a fulcrum moment, both at a state level and at a federal level, that translates to a local and town-by-town level. Because the resources that historically have been needed in the towns from the federal and the state governments are so lacking right now, that the challenge is to make sure that we are not only talking about investing in the future, but really living that investment in the future.
Well, we are fortunate to have your leadership in the State Senate championing our cause in those various issues. So thank you so much for your hard work on those issues. Is there anything that's sticking out as a particular accomplishment of the last year that you really feel personally proud of?
A lot of them. I think the movement on wastewater and on environmental issues down here is huge. Also, the committee that I chair, Labor and Workforce Development, which is a really important committee, we've identified a series of bills. Paid sick leave is one. We're going to take a good look at what our minimum wage is and whether we have the opportunity to move that, if not in this session, next session. And a bunch of other really important workforce development and labor bills that are there now, and I think that will continue moving forward into the next session. So, personally, since I'm chair of that committee, that's something that I've been working really hard on and that I'm really focused on as well.
Well, and you've brought some very unique insights as a large business owner yourself, owning Cape Air. You certainly, I think, are preaching from a well-educated position of being a large business owner and looking out for the best interest of your employees and knowing what it's like to try to advocate for employees around the Commonwealth. So I certainly appreciate what you brought to that discussion with regard to health care, paid health sick time, improvement of economic conditions for the labor force. That you did a wonderful job in talking about that.
As we've talked about in the past, having started as a mechanic and a pilot 23 years ago now, and building a company, which is a great company, it's an employee-owned company, to 1,000 employees, really understanding along the way what the challenges are of being a great employer and a great company, but balancing that with serving the needs of the community and being a good community partner as well. And I think that there are ways to really have a smart conversation between the public sector and the private sector, as represented, I think, primarily in this district, certainly by small businesses. That dialogue between private and public sector is something that I think, or I hope, I can continue to bring to the State House to really build a collaborative partnership going forward that will serve that vision of the future so well.
Well, and you've given that balanced dialogue a very good launch, so thank you for bringing that dialogue to the State House and for representing us in the district, and we were certainly going to see you continue to do more and more for us, and we'll be calling upon you from time to time, so I hope we can continue to call upon you, Dan, as always.
Well, a high point of my evening here at the JJ dinner is this interview. I feel like I can go home now and we haven't even had dinner, but thank you for the good work you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
thank you, Senator.
We'll talk again soon.
All right, look forward to summer coming.
Yeah, likewise.